What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, aka the King of Soul, and today we got some Jordan 4s to look at. The Air Jordan 4 Retro. Now this is the collaboration with KAWS, and this is that gray colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, also hit that share button. These videos I'll be doing on this channel are strictly for review purposes, so if you do happen to have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to drop those down below. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. So this sneaker does come in like, this all black box here, and if you do look closely, you can see like these they kind of look like Mickey Mouse gloves in this sense, but like they're actually from like the KAWS character itself. So these are like the gloves that he does wear, and like it does have like the X on the gloves as well, and they are like glossed out going throughout the entire box in black. Now on the box lid, you do have these two red X's here, and then you do have the Air logo there in the white. Pretty much throughout the entire box, you are going to see more. It's all, the box itself is all black, but you're going to see those gloves going throughout the entire packaging, and that's pretty much a 360 of the box. On the bottom, you do see, more of that black base, and you do see the gloves, like, outprint there in that black, like, kind of glossed out in black. And then you do have like, the Nike branding here. So you do have the swoosh and the some copyright information here in black. Up underneath, you do have like, that KAWS text there, and then some more like, print there. For those that do care about that, there you go. Now the box label on the sneaker does read Air Jordan 4 Retro KAWS. The color says cool gray and then white. And then you do have like, this cut out here, and it is like, this little plastic ring, and that's just kind of like, so you can kind of, handle, the package and everything. But when you open the box, up underneath, it's all black. There's like, nothing too special there. Just like, the sizing of like, the box and everything like that. Nothing else, no stamps or anything that I could see. Now on the inside of the box, they did give us this black duffel, well, kind of dust bag situation here. And on the front side, you do have the two X's, and then you do have the Air text there, and it's like, kind of like in this gloss black text there. And then on the other side, you do see more of the KAWS characters, hands, the gloves there with the X. Excellent quality as far as the bag goes. Again, it's just a dust bag, so you can put like whatever you like to in the bag. It's actually, I guess, supposed to be the kind of like, tote sneakers or whatever the case may be. But I just like when they give us like, extra things like in our, boxes. And they did give us like, just kind of like, card stock insert here. On this side, you do see like, the KAWS characters' hands, and then on this side, there's like, some text there, and I will try to like, get a close up on that as well, like, a B-roll, so you can kind of check that out. Other than that, when you do get to the sneaker itself, on the inside, you do have this black wax paper. You do see the two X's with the Air text here again, and it's kind of like, it looks kind of like, gray. The sneakers itself, they did come double wrapped, so up underneath, like, that black wax paper, you are met with this white wax, it's not wax, it's just like white tissue paper here, and then up underneath that, you actually met with the sneaker itself. So this sneaker was actually gifted to me by a seller I've actually been trying to get on the channel for quite some time, so I definitely want to give them a shout out, because they are calling this, and I'm pretty sure like most of you guys like in the sneaker community, you are familiar with KAWS, and KAWS actually have these sneakers that they consider what's called God Killer. This is the God Killer best that they actually have of the sneaker. So when I tell you like the quality and materials that they actually used on this sneaker is top tier. It's top tier. This is the best batch of this sneaker that I have seen in quite a few years. So like definitely glad to get this sneaker in my collection. Thank you guys for like, collaborating with me and getting this sneaker on the channel. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Cause like, there's a lot going on with this sneaker that's a little bit different than what you would expect with most Air Jordan 4 sneakers. But let's go ahead and dive into it. Air Jordan 4 Retro KAWS. This is the cool gray colorway. So let's take a look at the right sneaker like we always do on my channel. So from hindsight, as far as build goes, the sneaker does look like what you would expect from any other Air Jordan 4 sneaker. Now, instead of it having like, you know, leather or like, you know, kind of like nubuck on the sneaker, they actually went with an approach where it's like they have like this suede going through, excellent suede material. And one thing that I noticed with this batch, they got it right with like, you know, the light gray kind of like white stitching of the if you look closely, like there's like, you know, the KAWS characters gloves kind of stitched in on the suede material of the sneaker. The mid portion here, now typically you would have like, you know, with most Air Jordan 4s, you would have like, you know, that cage, that netting material, but this time they did away with it and they just gave you like this excellent kind of like, you know, high hair suede material. Now they did give us this triangular wing here. Now the triangular wing itself this time is just in like, you know, that suede material. They did give us like, you know, the lace crowns here. Typically the lace crowns would like be like, you know, in that kind of like, you know, plastic rubber material, but like this one, like everything, the whole panel here is in that suede material, all gray throughout the sneaker. You do have like, you know, a second lace crown over here towards like, you know, the front toe box area. The midsole on the sneaker, excellent transitional materials, man. Like this, they knocked this one out the park, man. Like I'm really impressed by this sneaker just simply by the materials itself. But again, you do have this gray midsole situation, and it is like, you know, when that suede material here as well. And then you do have like that cutout, that air bubble showing on the lateral side of the sneaker, and it does show like, you know, pretty much you can see through the other side of the sneaker, and that is standard with most Air Jordan 4s. They do have this kind of like gray rubber showing up from underneath. Secondary midsole situation, they do have more of that like gray suede on this side too. And that's pretty much it. The only thing that I really didn't mention was, again, you do have like, you know, the light gray stitching of the KAWS characters glove going throughout the entire upper portion of the sneaker. Switching things over, going toward the front toe box area of the sneaker, you are met with more of that gray suede material, both for the mud guard and this toe box area. And if you look closely again, you can see the stitching of the KAWS characters' hands, light gray stitching, and that's pretty consistent throughout the entire, you know, sneaker itself. The upper portion of the toe box area, you are met with that light gray high hair suede material here. The sneaker did come pre-laced, and they did give us these flat gray laces here. The tongue of the sneaker does have more of that high hair suede material, and a light gray going up towards like, you know, I would say about 3/4 of the way, and that is standard with most Air Jordan 4s. Now the tongue of the sneaker, and I'm gonna move these laces out of the way for a second. The tongue of the sneaker, you are met with more of that gray suede material, and then they did give us this kind of gray suede tag here. And if you look, they did give us this Jordan Jumpman logo there smack dead in the middle. Typically you would see like the flight branding on the Jordan 4s, but with this sneaker it's just the Jordan Jumpman logo, and then that's pretty much it. The back portion of the tongue, so like the inside of the sneaker itself, going around like the ankle collar, and you know, pretty much again the back tongue of the sneaker, it is composed of like this light gray leather material. Behind the tongue of the right side, you do see the Air Jordans there, and it's upside down just like how most Air Jordan 4s are. And that's pretty much it for like, you know, the inside and the front portion of the sneaker. One thing that I did forget to mention, the laces, on the lace tips, they do actually have this, the lace tips, they are gray themselves, and they do have the black KAWS X there, and again, like the X is like, you know, from like the eyes of the KAWS character itself. So I feel like that was a pretty dope touch. Going toward the medial side of the sneaker, pretty consistent with the other side, just like most Air Jordan 4s are. So you do have more of like, you know, that light gray suede material going throughout the entire upper. You do have this gray triangular wing, and it is connected to like, you know, the lace crown here, and then another lace crown here on this side for like, you know, the laces. The high hair suede here in the mid portion, and then you do have more of that light gray suede material for like the midsole of the sneaker. Going toward the front, you do see, you know, kind of like, you know, that rubber showing up from underneath, like, you know, from the sole, the outsole of the sneaker. And that's pretty much it. Nothing really too much to notate there. The biggest thing going toward the rear of the sneaker, the most I would say like one of the most noticeable differences on this sneaker, on the rear of the sneaker, typically what you would have like this plastic pull tab, and it'll be rubberized, but this time they just went ahead and gave us like, you know, more of that suede material. And then they did give us this instead of it being like, you know, the Nike or the Jordan Jumpman branding on the back of the on the back tab here, they actually went ahead and gave us like 2 X's and then the Air branding, and that's consistent throughout like the packaging of the sneaker as well. You do see more of like, you know, that gray suede material, and of course you can see like the glove stitched in going toward the back, and then you do see more of that light gray midsole showing from like this side as well too. And that's pretty much it for the back. Now going toward the rear of the sneaker, so like one thing that I want to point out, if you look closely, you can see like, you know, the KAWS character's glove showing up from underneath. The outsole itself, it is kind of like, you know, translucent, and this actually does glow in the dark. The outsole itself is structured just like any other Air Jordan 4 sneaker, so it's herringbone traction going throughout the entire bottom. You do have like this portion here cut out in the middle, and you do see the Jordan Jumpman logo there as well. And then of course, like up top, there's more of that herringbone traction, and again, that's consistent with most Air Jordan 4s. And that's pretty much it for the sneaker. The only thing that I really don't feel like that I touched on too much is the insole of the sneaker. And the insole is all gray, and if you look closely, you can see more of like, you know, the KAWS gloves there in that dark gray, and it does have like, you know, the Jordan Jumpman logo there in white. You can see the X, and it does have like the KAWS branding there on this sneaker. And that's pretty much it for the right sneaker on this one here. Now the left sneaker, pretty consistent with the right sneaker. Everything is pretty much the same as far as like, you know, build and everything goes. The outsole, everything is pretty consistent. The insole is the same. The only thing that's a little bit different on this sneaker, they actually did provide us with this like, you know, kind of cool tag here. On one side, you have the 2 X's with the Air branding. Now the quality of the tag is consistent with the quality that's on the sneaker itself. On the back side, you do have the Air Jordan branding there, and it is kind of blacked out, and it's kind of, if it's not black, it's like a dark gray. I can't really tell like how the light is hitting it, but you do have the black kind of dark gray Jordan Jumpman logo on the back side. And in a nutshell, that's pretty much it for this sneaker. If I was actually to rate this sneaker, because they do actually have 2 versions of this one. There's actually a black version of the KAWS Jordan 4s, and I actually did review those sneakers on this channel. So like, if you guys have time, definitely go and check this out. So again, I'm definitely happy to get this one in my collection. So definitely shout out to the plug who actually like, you know, gifted me this pair to review on the channel for you guys. Definitely go ahead and check them out, because they got like some excellent things going on over on their website and everything too. So like, yeah, man, I thank you guys for collaborating with me. So yeah, 10 out of 10 on this one. As far as like comfort and sizing, the Air Jordan 4, it fits just like an Air Jordan 4. For me, that's true to size. The only thing I'd be liking to highlight in my videos with Air Jordan Jordan 4s just because of how the sneaker is crafted and designed. It's going to be kind of rough on your pinky toe. It's just like, you know, this little slope here, the way the sneaker is designed. So like, I don't really foresee a reason to go up or down a half size or anything, because all that's really going to do is just give you more room in the toe box area. It's not going to do anything to kind of alleviate that at all. So I would just recommend staying true to size on this one. That way it's not a situation where you're kind of walking around with, you know, an oversized sneaker, because Jordan 4s to me always do kind of fit, like, you know, feel a little bulky in my opinion. So I just would like to, you know, stick like true to size on this one. So that's just my opinion. But again, I do encourage you guys, like always, to stay engaged with me. I can be reached on all social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, even here on YouTube. Everything is at the King of Soul. But before we go, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a 360 and a B-roll like I always do. But there you go, Air Jordan 4's KAWS Cool Gray. So there's the front of the sneaker. There's the lateral side on the right, lateral side on the left. There's the bottom portion of the sneaker. There's the medial side. And then there's the rear. I just love the back of these sneakers, man. Like these, like I don't know, it's just different, man. Again, there's nothing different than any other Air Jordan 4. It's just the 2 X's on the back, just make it look, you know, that much special. And then again, the outsole of the sneaker does glow in the dark, so definitely keep that in mind. But again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to tune in like always. But until next time, see you later.